What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous. It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you can have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Speaking of entertainment, today on the program, I have Angela Bendeck, all the way from the Honduras, right here on the program today. Oh, yeah, you know that name, Angela Bendeck. She's been singing for a long time, at least, 15 years if you look at her YouTube, but even longer than that, because she's been singing since before social media, before YouTube. What? I know you kids are going, before YouTube? Yeah, what was before YouTube? Nothing. First, there was nothing. Then there was YouTube. No, but she's been singing a while, so she's been perfecting her craft, and the music that she sings is so uplifting, and you're going to get to hear her story in the next few minutes. So stick around for some Angela Bendeck. All right, this week's shows, I have two public shows for you this week. Now, my one public show that might be weather permitting is the outdoor show at Taylor's Made. Yes, I'm taking over the outdoor show at Taylor's Made on Wednesday nights. Taylor's Made in Conway, Arkansas. That is the Video Dance Party Karaoke Jam. That's right, it's a karaoke show outdoors for you. That's right, it's an outdoor event. They got great food. Oh, they have great food. In fact, last Wednesday, I had a steak over there and with some fries and a nice salad. Oh, my goodness. It was delicious. Delicious, I can tell you. I can tell you firsthand that it is good food at that place. And there's good people that show up to sing songs and just to hang out and relax and talk about the days and talk about what's going on. There's always good stories over at the Taylor's Made, but I'm so excited. It's my first time being there. It's a brand new show for me. Taylor's Made Restaurant in Conway, Arkansas, just off the Bakers Expressway. So come on out and play with us. That should be going from around 7 p.m. until about 10 p.m., weather permitting. Like I said, it's an outdoor show, so as long as the weather's nice, we'll be outside having a good time, having some fun. And then on Friday night is my other public gig. Now, this one's indoors. It's the Video Dance Party Karaoke Jam at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. It's my usual Friday night gig. Always excited to be at the Rab. Full bar, kitchens open, pool tables, pool tournament. So if you want to try your hand at playing pool and possibly make some money while you're doing it, you check out the Rab. They got a pool tournament. So you could sing, you could play pool, you could dance, and you can have fun with your friends right there at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas on Friday nights from 8 p.m. until 12:30 in the AM. Always a good time. And then on Saturday, I have a wedding. But unless you're invited, you cannot come. Why am I mentioning it? Because I love weddings. I'm so happy to get to do a wedding in Little Rock, Arkansas. All right close to Little Rock. So pretty good. I'm having some fun. Still getting to do my DJ stuff. And I get to talk to people on the What Makes You Famous podcast. And right now, we're going to talk to Angela Bendeck. I got her on the Skype. So if you're listening to the audio version of this, check out the YouTube version, youtube.com/user/KeysDan. Skyping Angela Bendeck now. And make sure that you fit right on screen, all centered up, looking good. Oh, my God. Wait, I guess I have to. I guess throughout this podcast, I need to make sure that I stay in shape, because not only are you a great singer, you're a fitness guru. You make sure that you keep it tight, you keep it in shape, because they work hand in hand. Being in
Of
shape
course.
gives you the ability to be on stage and work the
That
crowd
is true.
because you give people a show because you've been doing it at least 15 years as far as I can see on the YouTube goes back 15 years where you were doing solo performances with your guitar unplugged. So excited. It's a few weeks in the making. I know I had some problems and I had to postpone this, but I'm so glad that it has worked out. You're in my face. I see you. I see you, Angela Bendeck. Give the people an idea of
I
who you
see you
are.
too.
Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Kiss Dan. How do you say your artistic name is Kiss Dan?
Keys Dan is just fine. And I'm going to be working out
It's fine.
sporadically throughout this because I figured out that I have to stay in shape if I want to talk to someone as good as Angela Bendeck. Do some overhead presses there, something with the single
Good.
dumbbell. I mean, it's only a 20-pounder here. I got another 20-pounder down there, and it's just something to
Okay.
get yourself woken up in the morning. Rise and shine, have a stretch, a morning yawning.
Oh, so cool.
But it's good to hear
Oh
you
well,
laugh.
if yeah, good to hear you too. I'm so happy that I we had this chance to chat and to get along. And I am a singer songwriter, and I'm happy, super happy to be at Kiss Dance show.
All right. Due to technology, I think this is going to cut out sporadically, but I'll do my best to make
Okay.
sure that I edit in all the good words that come out of your mouth because people can go to angelabendick.com and find out a lot about you. They can check out your merchandise. They can, especially the merchandise. They can check out the music. They can check out anything. Anything is possible. And yeah, I know
That
you're
is true.
possible. I say you're possible. So you say I'm possible. All right. But and
Yes.
that's just the latest offering that you've had. But I'm going to go back further. What?
Okay.
Tell me about a little baby, Angela Bendick. Where were you born,
Oh.
and where did that come about when you came into the world?
Oh, well, my mom said that I looked like an angel, and that's why she decided to name me Angela. Little did she know that I would be the most difficult daughter in her blessed life. But I am super honored to be my mother's child because she has made out of me a really good person. And I'm not talking because I am a good person, but because she really worked me out. I mean, she did a great job.
Well, from what I understand, you've
Oh.
gotten a good upbringing because you thrived and survived. You've been all over this great world of ours. And I want you to talk about some of the experiences that you've had going around the world, not just playing your music, but how is fitness taking you around the world as well? And which came first, the fitness or the music, the chicken or the egg? That is the question that's been
Yeah.
asked for many, many years. And for those people that are listening to the audio version of this, I want you to check out the video version because you'll see Angela Bendeck
The internet connection.
walking all around her room, her house, giving us the grand tour. So if anyone wants to pause and see the house, oh my goodness, we've been through hallways. We've been from one room to another room. Is she? Where could she be? Is she was in maybe a kitchen area, maybe a secondary room area? Now she's found a place where she can plug in and make sure that we don't get cut off. But Angela Bendick, what was all that moving
Now
around?
you can see me a little bit better, right?
I can, and I'm so happy for it.
Okay. Well, what came first? The music came first. The music definitely came first
When?
because I started singing professionally since I was around 20 years old. And the first professional singing that I was doing was singing at weddings, singing the Ave Maria, at the Mass. and people would love, to have the mass sung by me. Every single I'm Catholic, so every single song throughout the mass, it was sung by me, and I was playing along with someone was playing the piano for me, and then I had a friend that played the violin, so we did like a wonderful small wedding band, and that was just for church. And then I started a band that we were singing just covers. And afterwards, we decided that we should do our own music, because there were very good songwriters within the band that I had. The band was named Essencia. It doesn't exist, it no longer exists, but we are really good friends, and we had one album that we did together. The name of the album is Despertaremos con el Sol.
All
You can
right,
check it out. I
for
am
the English
trying.
speakers, you have to let them know, what does Essencia mean, and what does the album's title mean?
Oh yes, Essencia is like essence, the very pure thing, the thing that makes the main thing, the core of your being, Essencia. And the name of the song, the name of the album, Despertaremos con el Sol, means that we will wake up with the sunrise, like that.
Yes, I feel it. When you said it, I was motioning like wake up with the sun. Yes.
Yes.
And being, all right, I'm from Miami, the Florida Keys, which is where Keys Dan came from. But you can call me Dan, Daniel, whichever one you want. Daniel, which is what my
Okay.
mom used to say when she was about to throw a shoe at me if I was being a bad boy. Ah, Daniel, and throw a shoe. But, we come from Latin families.
La
And you,
chancleta.
oh, la chancleta for sure. But I'm Cuban, so chancleta is definitely the word for me. But growing up in a Latin family, I don't know where your family is from, but I grew up as a Catholic myself. I went to Catholic school until sixth grade, and then I guess we went crazy. We moved to another town, and I went to public school after that. But Catholic school shaped my young life so much. Going to church 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a week, and just doing the traditions. I had one priest that would do the sermon in Latin, while the other one was doing it in English, while the other one was doing it in Spanish.
Wow.
So we had Spanish, Latin. Oh, we had a Haitian, so he's doing it in French, and then so we had a multiple of cultures that were teaching us, kind of like a Rosetta Stone, where they were
Wow.
teaching us one language, then another language, then another language. How much of that have I kept up with? Probably a very little bit of the French, and even smaller part of the Latin. But the English and Spanish, hey, since I grew up with it, I have some of that. And I speak maybe 3 languages: English, bad English, and really bad Spanish. So, but growing up, tell me about, where did you grow up? Where were you born? And what family were you into? Were you born into?
Yes, my family comes from Palestine. Our origins are Arabic, and the Catholic ones, not the crazy ones that bomb themselves.
The disclaimer.
And
They're not crazy. They're okay. Well,
yes, please,
they're
disclaimer.
misinformed. They're misinformed. Okay, I don't know.
So then, because of the war, they moved to Latin America, trying to find a place to live in peace, and to thrive. And that's how I ended up being born in Honduras. And I really loved my country. There is one song that I love about it that says that let's God bless this land where I was born, because it's the land where everyone can dream and love. It's a beautiful song. I will sing it to you later. It's in Spanish, but yeah, it's I love that song. And yeah, I grew up in Honduras. San Pedro Sula is my born city. Now I live in Tegucigalpa, which is the capital city. And I grew up as a very curious and creative person. I always loved singing since I was little. When I was at school, the nuns at the Catholic school, they were doing like a small audition, and they just picked me. And I was like, what? I know how to sing? Okay, that's wonderful. And ever since, I loved singing for my life. There's another song that I do love, and it's from Mexico. It's a huapango. The name of the song is La Cigarra. It's been sung by Linda Ronstadt. And that's like my anthem because the song says that I want to die singing like the cigarra does. So that's me.
Well, I can appreciate that. You have that flavor. Even when you sing in English, you still have that Latin feel. There's a little bit of an accent, a spice to it. But when you sing in Spanish, oh my goodness, it's the most fun music. I've done weddings for people from all over the world. Really, when I was in the Florida Keys, South Florida, people would do destination weddings. So one of my favorite weddings was a Brazilian woman and like this country cowboy man got married together. We played country music, but we also played Brazilian music. So there was that ba 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 da beep, and then with a little twang music for the couples to dance to. But I listened to some of the music. You have not just solos, but also collaborations with other musicians that have that real bouncy, rhythmic, carnival type music where you just got to get up. You got to, I don't care where you're from, it's got to make you move. If you like music of any kind, Angela Bendeck, you've picked the right types of music to sing to make people happy and dance and change moods.
Thank you.
And in this crazy world that we're living in, yeah, you have to
That is
pick
true.
up a mood, so that way when people come out and they say, you know what, I'm bored, I don't want to be home tonight, I want to go out and I want to listen to Angela Bendeck sing a song for me.
Oh.
And you'll make them come out and have a great show. I mean, just anything. The videos tell me the story. Well, from 15 years ago to now, is that you've just been getting better and better and better. And let me tell you, singing church hymns like Christmas music, everybody sounds good singing church music and Christmas music. Even if you don't think you know how to sing, you could sing Jingle Bells and you can sing Ave Maria with feeling, okay? Maybe not as good as the person next to you, maybe not as good as Angela Bendeck, but if you're singing with feeling and you're raising your spirits, you're going to sound good. You're going to feel good. And I'm glad that the nuns picked you out. Were you, okay, all right, when you're a little girl in Honduras, and I wanted you to give a little tour of Honduras, what is there to do for a little girl, and as you're growing up, what is there to do in Honduras? That way the tourism board is happy with this podcast. But, when you're growing up, how do they figure out that you know how to sing?
Well, like I told you, the nun just picked me, and then they started a small choir, and then I had this music teacher that he was just helping us to learn how to make the sound better and to sing the songs for the school and everything. So I was all the time performing for the school's events, choir, or sometimes by my own. And then when I was 13, I guess, I started participating into festivals, like competitions, school competitions about singing. And I happened to bring to school either from the first place to the fourth place, but never missed one of the places.
Very nice. Do you have a collection of ribbons and trophies that your mom and dad maybe
Do.
display?
I can show you.
Oh, you
Hold on.
have them.
Yeah, of course. I love to have that because it's part of my story.
Yeah.
And this is actually the tour of my humble home.
Oh, it's
And
beautiful.
here, let me turn the light on. Hold on a second. Okay. Maybe you can
Wow.
see there.
Look at that. I mean, it's nice to make art, to make art, but to be recognized by your peers that hey, this
Yeah,
is worthy of our time and our consideration. That's beautiful. You have your own Walk of Fame, Angela Bendeck's Walk of Fame that you have
I
proudly on
do.
display. That's beautiful. And your house is lovely. My goodness, I see art on the walls, pictures, paintings. Not a lot of people keep art on the walls or pictures or anything. My walls are very plain, except for my little superheroes behind me, I guess. But yeah. And I always debate, if I'm doing a
Oh.
professional interview, should I take the superheroes down? Because it seems like, am I like a little kid or something? Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman? What are they doing there? But anyway, your house is very
Wow.
elegant, very lovely, and I do appreciate
Thank you
the
so
short
much.
tour. I appreciate that. I hardly ever get to see anything more than one room, one spot. But thank you for showing us your awards. You've got quite a few of
Thank
them.
you.
Were those and those are all from 13 years old on?
Yeah, from then till just later, because some of those are when I grew up, and they were like giving me an award as a singer or recognized singer. Just one of those is as a recognized singer that I received 2 years ago, I guess. And then there's some others of participation in Teleton. You know Teleton, right?
I will as soon as you explain it to us.
Oh, Teleton is an event that we do every year to collect money to help people with the um, mobility issues, especially kids, little kids that are discapacitados. How do you say that in English? I forgot the word.
Disabled or differently abled, I think is
Disabled,
what they call it now.
that probably had some accidents, or they just were born with a certain broken legs or things like that, and Teleton is a place where you can get this aid or therapy without paying anything, because everything is paid by the donors, the people who donate money.
See, Angela Bendeck, once you get to a certain point, once you take care of yourself and your immediate family around you, then you start trying to take care of the people in the community in concentric circles as far out as you can reach with your arms and further. Whatever it takes, you can help. I mean, I don't have stacks and stacks of cash, but what I do have is the ability to set up my equipment and play some music and make people feel good. And if I'm at the club, I'll play an Angela Bendeck song and they'll go, "Who is that?" And I'll say, "Oh, that's Angela Bendeck. You better look her up online, angelabendeck.com. Check it out and find out more about her. And if you take a trip to the Honduras just so you can hear her sing personally in her own hometown. How about that?" No, but
Oh, that'll be lovely.
it is.
if people come visit if people come visit Honduras, they would love the beach. There's several beautiful beaches around the north coast of Honduras, and also the islands. The Bay Island, they have wonderful places to go surfing. No, surfing is not the word. Scuba diving.
Scuba diving.
Diving. The most wonderful coral views is in Bay Island.
Well, that's saying a
So
lot.
you
I'm
can go
I'm from
there.
the Florida Keys, so South Florida, anywhere from I think West Palm Beach or Fort Lauderdale down, the water is still pretty clean, and there are some good places to dive. But I know that there's places all over the world that are even cleaner. They have less industrialization, so that means the
That is
waters
true.
are purer, and it's amazing how all the waters in the world don't just mix together and become mud or become impure. But it's true that this earth is amazing how it can purify this part of the world, and that part of the world where we're industrialized, it gets so dirty. But yeah, I think my mother and stepfather have been to Honduras. In fact, I think they thought about moving there between Honduras or
Oh,
Belize or something like that in that area in that part of the world. They've thought. But I've never been out of this country. I've been, my islands are the Florida Keys. So I have island living in my blood, but I've never been to the
I
Honduras. I need
see.
to get out further into the Caribbean and find out more, and South America, and find out more about what's going on in this planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you didn't just stay there. 13 to 20, you graduate. I mean, when did the fitness part of your life come together, and how did that
Oh, yeah.
mesh with the music?
Well, my fitness journey started when I realized that my vision as a growing old person was not being fulfilled. Because when I was 20 years, I decided that I wanted to be very fit when I get to my 60s. This is because I saw a lady that was about 70 years old, and she had a body of a Barbie and no surgery at all, just working out, dancing, and doing acrobats and stuff like that. And I was like, what? She can jump like that and just falling to the floor like nothing happened? That is amazing at 70 years old. So I said, that's what I want to do when I get old. I want to grow old, strong, and capable of doing whatever. And now my dream is to be able to be a grandma whenever my old children give me grandchildren, and be able to see them grow and go hiking and do canopy or do water sports, whatever it is that I can do with my body. That's why I am working out, and that's how it all started. Because when I was around 45 years old, I felt like I was super more older, like horrible. I felt I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get, ¿cómo se llama? Subir escaleras,
Yeah,
just like
climb the
easy.
stairs. Yeah.
And yeah, climb the stairs made me feel like super tired, and I was all the time tired and moody. So I said, no, 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 this is not where I want to go. Besides, my clothes were getting, stretcher, and I was like, no, 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 I'm not buying more clothes. I need to fit in my old pants. So I decided to start my fitness journey, learn how to eat healthier, and then starting to work out. And ever since I did that, I started to post on Instagram my progress, and people started to follow me and telling me, when I met with people on the street, they were like, "Hey, Angela, how are you doing? You know what? I just joined the gym because I saw you on Instagram, and I did wanted to do that because I saw your progress. And if you can do it, I can do it." And I was like, "Yes, that's the point. Anyone can do it. They just need to be disciplined and consistent and trust their own gut, and to learn to be accountable to ourselves." And that's how I decided to bring into some music, because I knew that I was doing some impact into the world. And my music was not doing the right impact. I mean, I love the music that I did before, party songs. Sometimes I did folklore, but they were not leaded by a mission. Now I have a mission. I have, what I really want to do with my music is to make people feel that they can do whatever they want. They can reach whatever goal they set up to reaching, and get the motivation that they need and find it within themselves. That's why I started writing Say Impossible, and the next songs that are coming are related to the same thing. I mean, all of the songs from now on are gonna be, you know music and motivation and finding the right track that's gonna be it.
Yeah, your albums, your songs front to back, you can listen to them one after the other while you're doing a workout. If you want a high energy workout and you want good uplifting music to keep you going on the treadmill, to keep you going the step aerobics, you want to keep you going on your cardio, especially. You have the right formula. You're picking out great songs to sing. And, I didn't realize that the fitness journey came way after the music journey. It came at a time where you say, my body is not the way I want it to be. I want it to be better. I want it to work like it used to. When I was a firefighter down in the Florida Keys, I was in great shape, running in my gear, running all the time. I mean, I did one marathon, but running, up to 5 miles a day, almost every day of the year, just all the time, keeping yourself in shape and climbing upstairs. You're talking about climbing upstairs. In my 20s, I remember how good I felt being able to do anything. If I fell down, I could get back up again because I had the powers of Wolverine. I could heal so quickly. My recovery was so quick. But then as I got older and older, I got lazier and lazier. And but I did do a job where I was out all the time, driving and walking, driving and walking, driving and walking. All the time, and that did keep me in some kind of a shape. Yes, I'm bigger, I'm fatter than I was, but at least I'm not the kind where, I'm hurting all the time. I'm not hurting all the time because I do keep myself to where I can walk and move, and that's what you have to do. But yes, not only are you an inspiration, you can see it because of your following on Instagram. It just gets more and more. And if you look at the people that are following you, they're probably starting their own fitness journey. And maybe partially it's because of Angela Bendeck. And that's nice that you're helping people in the world, not only with song, but also with their health and their body and their ability to live better, longer. Yes, we can live to 70, 80 years old. But what kind of 70, 80 years old are you going to be? Are you going to be the one that's in bed? Or are you going to be the one that's out on the dance floor?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
you
I mean,
know Dick Van Dyke, right?
oh, for sure. Dick Van Dyke, from the best thing when he was the chimney sweep in Mary Poppins.
Yes. Yes. I just saw an article of him that he kept working out until now that he's 99. And he's in the best shape ever, even though he's 99 years old. So that's my new idol.
I mean, even if you watch the movie Night of the Museum, it had him and Mickey Rooney, and I can't remember who the other fella was. I'm so sorry, I can't remember that actor. But Dick Van Dyke, they were playing security guards, and they're like fighting against Ben Stiller in the museum, and you're like, oh, okay, they still got some pep, because if you remember in the 60s, he was the chimney sweep. He's dancing with Mary Poppins, chimney sweep, so that keeps you in shape. Whatever it takes to get you moving and up and around. And periodically, from time to time, while we're in this conversation, I'm going to pick up this weight and I'm going to lift it up over my head while you're talking so I can get some inspiration, getting a little workout.
Wonderful.
But you say, okay, let's go back to you from 13 to 20. Okay, were you in school? Were you were doing choir at church, but did you sing at school as well? But you were doing competitions, getting some awards, some recognition. What did the other kids think? And what did they feel about your extracurriculars? Did they come and visit you when you sang?
Oh yeah, of course. And there were several of my classmates that also competed with me on the same singing competitions. Sometimes it was heartbreaking to see them not getting into the final places. And yeah, I needed to deal with kind of like envy, but at this point I understand because we were children, and what I do understand, and I am super happy now that I'm doing this retrospective, is that I would never feel envy for someone who would win a place, even if they win over myself. I mean, if they deserve it, I would be happy for them. So that's a feeling that I never felt when I was little, and I am so grateful for that.
Well, with age comes
Yeah,
wisdom. When you see somebody succeed, you want to clap for them. I mean, people
of
are
course.
always trying to take down the powerful people that have made it to this level, people that have gone to great heights and that are giving back to the community. Now, there's some that do go to great heights and they don't bother to give back, and those you're like, huh, that guy has so much, but he never gives back to the people that helped him along the way. He stepped on people on the way up the ladder. She stepped on people on the way up the ladder, but never reached down to pick people back up. Here, come up the ladder with me. Come up those stairs with
Yeah.
me, So it's good to give back. And you have empathy. When you feel
Yes.
envy, when you feel warmth, when you feel for someone, it's empathy. That means you have feelings, and that's beautiful. You're not a
Yeah.
sociopath. You're not. It's somebody who has no feeling for anyone else and just wants to have it all for themselves. No, you give back. You have children, and you give to them.
Yeah.
I've heard you sing songs with at least your boy. I don't know. I guess I don't know how many children you have, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that. But I
Uh-huh.
heard you said when you were 20, you made a band, right? And what gave you
Yes.
the
I mean,
idea?
it was when I was 27. The band was
Oh,
when I was 27.
so what was 20? You said you started singing really at 20.
20 is when I started singing at weddings.
Ave Maria, yes.
Yeah, the Ave Maria and the small trio or quartet that we make for church weddings. But then after that, around my 25 years, I started a harmony group. We were six people. It was a sextet, that's the word, of voices, and there was this famous. I know if you don't know him, probably you don't know him because he is more into the Christian world. He's more famous into the Christian music world, and his name is Hector David Aguilar.
Okay.
He was playing the violin, and he was also the one part of the singer of the sextet, and he did all the background music for us. And we keep doing some Christmas songs in six part harmonies. It was beautiful. And then after that, I started the band, like by around my 27-year-old,
Now,
when I was 27.
I didn't get a chance to look at your whole catalog. Do you have Christmas songs that are out there that are produced out in the world? Well, tell me about the Christmas songs, because those are the ones.
Yeah,
Those are the
well,
ones that come
I
back
just
every
have
year.
like an. Sorry?
No, those are the Christmas songs are the ones that come back every year, which is great. Tell me about those.
Oh, yeah, of course. What I have is a small EPK that I released last year, and it's a live concert that I made when I was pregnant of my third child. It was a beautiful thing because having the baby on my belly and with this beautiful red dress, and the piano player he is amazing. And we did this performance at a small theater in my city. So I kept the best songs that were captured in that live all around the platform, so you can listen to it later and see the Christmas songs that I enjoy.
Okay, well, you mentioned briefly your city. I do want to take a little bit of a tour of your city. When you're growing up in what town you are, and you could say the name again when we finish, but when I finish the question, the thought in my head. But when you're growing up, what is there to get into as a child? I mean, because there has to be activities for children to learn, to create, to give themselves a inspiration. What inspired you in your city, and what did you learn, and what were your favorite places to go?
Oh, well, when I was little, I used to live in San Pedro Sula, which is the city where I was born. And back then, there were not many places to go except for the beach. I loved going to the beach. My dad used to take us almost every weekend. And the other place that I loved going with my dad was the rivers. There are some small rivers that we could go and visit. Right now in San Pedro Sula, it's a lot more for tourist people, and you can go canopy, you can go to a waterfall, you can go to some ruins of the Mayan culture. And it's beautiful. It's amazing to go there. And you can do canopy. You can go to the islands. You can go to some beautiful resorts on the north coast where the beach is so crystal clear. The water is beautiful. And I used to do some, I was a tourist guide before. I did it for a couple of months. And I enjoyed that as well
Well,
back in the days.
you've mentioned canopy several times. Is that where you're on the rope? Is that canopy? What is canopy?
Yes. Canopy is like there's several mountains, and like you have one point from here and then the other point over there, about I don't know, 1 kilometer. Some are one, or some others are 2 or 3 or 5 kilometers long. And there's a huge rope, very thick rope, and you get hanged by like something like a harness. I don't know how to say that in
Harness.
English. I don't
Harness.
know if the same name, harness. Okay, so you go hanging in there, and then you just jump, and woo, you go, and you can see the paradise of the beautiful nature all around you. It's beautiful. It's super beautiful. I love that.
Wow, I've never done that in the jungle, but when I was a firefighter, we used to have ropes that would go from one building to another building. I did it in Tampa, in Florida, and we went from one building to another building. That was beautiful, but I couldn't imagine
Yes.
going in a nice forest. Do you see animals? Do you see creatures?
It is not as fast as that you cannot see around you, but it's kind of like fast. Some people are afraid of doing canopy because they are afraid of heights, but I truly enjoy that. And you can go kind of fast, and you can also make put some brakes, but you should not put so much brake, because then you can get stuck in the middle of the rope. But fortunately, you always have a guide with you, so the guide can just come up and take you to the other side in case you get stuck.
Okay, okay. So I think it's kind of like a comedy. I've seen to where they get stuck in the middle. Usually it's these movies about these criminals that are trying to steal from this building, and they try to get away into that building, and they get stuck in the middle, maybe hanging upside down, perhaps with maybe their shoes fell off or some other clothing falls off, and they're, I'm hanging upside down. I can imagine some people, it's got to be very comical, very scary to the person that's in that situation. But for the people that are in observation, probably a little funny. Are you okay? Everything's okay? Okay, now I'm going to laugh because it's funny. As long as they're okay. Oh my goodness. But that's fun. You know, I do miss that. I haven't done traverse lines or rappelling or any of that kind of thing since my 30s, I guess. And here I am, a 56-year-old man. I just found out that I'm 56 because for the whole year, I thought I was 55. So I just figured out, wait a minute, I need to learn how to count. I need to learn how to add. Oh, I'm 56. Never mind. Okay. So for a whole year, I lost a year. Oh, well. We do that. As we get older, we'll lose more things.
You feel younger, so you feel like the age that you say. And so, like, for example, myself, I'm about to be 52, but I keep saying that I'm 25 because it's the other right way around.
You know, and when you said that you started really singing, really getting into it at 20, I said, in my head, I was thinking, oh, what, a couple of years ago, 2 years ago, something like that. I thought, I thought it was 15 years since you were 5 years old, something like that. But No, I digress. We're already in your 20s. We're in your band. We're at what is it?
Essencia.
Essencia, and you're singing. You've done your weddings in the quartet, in the sextet, and you've done the violin music. Now, as Essencia, you're doing covers, but you said you're going to do originals as well. What is it? Who's playing?
Yeah.
Who's writing the music, and who's putting it all together?
Yeah, I had one of my band members, the bass player. He used to be a really good songwriter, and we made a half and half. He wrote 5 of the songs, and I wrote 5 of the songs, and then we decided to hire someone from Chile because before we decided to go on an album, I went to a reality show in Chile, Santiago de Chile, where I was for about 6 months in this reality contest, and then I get to the finals as usual, you know. So I met this guy. Thank you. I met this guy, this producer, who helped me with one of the songs that I wrote back in the days for my kids. Well, it's a long story because I got married once, and then I divorced, and then I got married for a second chance, and then I got my other 2 kids. So on the first marriage, I had 2 kids, and they were taken. They decided to live with their dad, and that broke my heart. And obviously, I was so heartbroken that I wrote a song for them, and that song became true in the good way, because to see them and to connect with them, and they would come back to me, at least, to be best friends, you know. And right now we are super good friends, and I'm friends with their dad as well. I mean, their dad is a super wonderful dad, and he was a piano player. He is a piano player, but now he's more into church things, which I like, because he is really happy about it, and I'm happy for him to be happy as well. And I know that he's happy, and he keeps, you know, supporting me as well on my musical career. So we are like a wonderful, not family, but it's wonderful to be friends, you know.
Well, there's many different types of relationships in this world, lots of different types of, but as long as it all comes around and there's love, yes, there might be some animosity at some points. There's ups and downs in relationships, but as long as it all comes around, and especially if there's children, you have to make sure that you love those children, because it's been said before, children are the future, you know. And but I know that at some points my 2 children have had their beefs with me, their slants against me, but I know with my growing up, hey, I didn't like my mom all the time, but now I love my mom. She's wonderful. She's a great lady. I realize how hard she worked to make sure that us children had what we could. You know, not that we needed all that much, but we wanted more than we had. But you don't need as much as you might think you need. You know, but as long as you give them what they need, and maybe not everything they want, but some of the things. You work as hard as you can to get them something they want. But oh my goodness, it's beautiful that you have the children, they love you, and they're thriving and surviving. And what is it? So you have a total of 4 children now?
4, yes, all boys. I am the only flower in the garden.
and I had 2 girls. So yeah, I've been outnumbered my whole adult life. I'm outnumbered. The women are all against me. They're all against me, and I love it so much. I do.
Oh, but you know what? Now that you mentioned that, I am against being so feminist, because, like, for example, I know that Katy Perry and some other singers are all about, you know, reducing the value of a man, but they are forgetting that more over than around 60% of men are good men in this world. So why are we having this fight or this war against men? Men that are good-hearted and that they are men of goodwill, they deserve some respect as well. You know, they deserve a place in this world and in our lives. We are nothing and they are nothing without us. We are nothing without them and they are nothing without us. So that's why God created men and women, because God wanted us to be a team and to collaborate and to make beautiful things out of that collaboration. So I respect men as much as I respect women, and I respect men even more when they respect women.
Yeah, I thought the
So when
whole.
I find
Go ahead.
really good gentleman, I salute him.
Yeah, I thought the whole goal of feminism was not to belittle a man, it's to uplift a woman. Okay, if a woman is only
Exactly.
making 60 cents where a man's making $1, I would like that woman to make the dollar for the same amount of work. So that was the whole thing. Most of the time, you think about it in monetary values, okay? No man is better than any woman, and no woman is better than any man. But most of the time at work, they get treated less than. So to bring that woman
Mhm.
up to the level, at least monetarily, it's a step in the right direction. That's beautiful. Don't step
That
on people. Hey, look, it's not my fault. I'm a man. I was born this way. I'm sorry.
of course.
No, but hey, and all this gets reflected in your music. Look, having sadly, a divorce and losing the children for a little while, it gives you inspiration. Through that pain, you find inspiration to give something to the world. And I'm sure people resonate with that song. They think, oh, wow, yeah, I went through that same thing myself. And I hope that same thing happens for me. I lost my child when I was younger, and now I hope they come back. And that you have that inspiration, you have that gift. Now, earlier, you said that your bass player
Thank you.
was a good songwriter, and I'm sure he's listening to this and he's going, was? No, of course, I'm still a great songwriter. What are you talking about? No, but
Well, I don't know because he hasn't released any songs recently, so he might be starting to work back again
yeah, they're all
on
in his head.
songwriting.
They're all in his head, waiting to be born. Okay, so at 27 years old, you're in the Essencia. You're playing some music. You're playing originals and covers, I guess. What kind of shows are you doing? Are you doing weddings still? Or are you doing club events? What are you doing?
You mean right now?
No, with Essencia at 27. When did you delve out
Yes,
into the
we
world
did.
and do some clubs
We
and
did.
stuff?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We were like that for about 3 years. No, more than that. About 6 years. We were together from year 2001 until the year 2008, if I'm not mistaken. It's like 7 years we were together, doing 70s, 80s, and 90s covers. And when I came back from Chile, then we decided to do the our own album, and then we started, working on promoting the song on our shows, and there were people like we had this tribe that they would come to every single show that we had, and they were despertaremos con el sol, or te quiero vida mía, which is one of the some of the songs of that album, and then sadly we needed to part
Hmm.
after year 2008. Our priorities changed. Everyone had a different priority right after the first album. I don't know what were their expectations, but we were not aligned into the same kind of journey that we wanted to go. So that's when because I was the manager of the band as well. I was the one getting the deals, the payments, sharing, splitting the payments and everything. I was the one in charge, and that's when I decided to go solo.
Huh?
Sadly, but no hard feelings with them. I mean, they are happy that they made their own journeys, and they are happy as well. So that's when I decided to go solo with my latest, which was like more than 10 years ago. The album name, ¿cómo se llama mi álbum? Oh my God, I forgot my album name.
Well, I mean, let's talk
¿Dónde
about
está tu corazón?
Donde está el corazón?
¿Dónde está tu corazón?
Where
Where
is your
is your
heart?
heart?
Yes. Oh, I love it. But I mean, bands break up all the time. It's very rare that you have a band like the Rolling Stones and the Who. Oh, well, I guess people that have been around together, Aerosmith, people that have been around together for years and years. Even the Beatles only lasted 10 years. Okay. They couldn't handle any longer than that. All that power, all that creativity. It's hard to keep people together for a long time. It's easier to go around on your own. You have a guitar. When did you learn how to play guitar? Who inspired you for that?
Yeah, that was a teacher nun that I had at school. She taught me the very first chords. And soon after, I just started to get some autodidactic lessons with books and stuff like that. And that's how I ended up playing the guitar.
Oh, you play good enough to play
I
it
have.
out on the streets, and that's I couldn't play guitar out on the streets. I barely play one chord, maybe two fingers, but. And I think you're going to try to serenade me on this, but don't. Now, you said that you did covers of the 70s and 80s. You briefly mentioned Linda Ronstadt earlier. What were your top 5 go-to covers that you felt that they sounded best for your voice?
Oh, well, I Will Survive, Glory Gaynor, never failed.
Anthem.
Zombie, Cranberry Zombie, never failed. Let me remember. One from U2. There were songs that never failed, and let me remember. Someone told me long ago. There's a. Have you ever seen the rain?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen the rain?
Creedence Clearwater Revival. Yes.
Yeah. Yes. And the other one was Stand By Me,
Ah.
which is a classic, And the other one, I forgot the other one. There were several, but those are the top 4.
Oh, but you picked out ones that are so uplifting. They inspired the music that you created on your own. These are songs, I Will Survive, no matter what. Stand By Me, Benny King. Oh, have you seen the rain? No, nothing's going to get in your way. You are a power force that is going through no matter what happens. You're going to get on top of that mountain. You're going to climb those stairs, mostly because you're in shape. You were able to climb the stairs. Woo, that was a big stairs, but I got in shape. All right, I'm taking it all back full circle. I know we've been talking for a while, and I'm like so excited to hear more. We've only gotten not even to your 30s already, but let's scoot up in through your 30s and find out what were you doing in Honduras, and you've played all over the world. Tell me about that, playing all over the world. When did that happen?
Oh, yes. Well, I went to Taiwan with the band, and we performed some of our own songs, and also some Latin American songs representing Honduras in a cultural festival. It was wonderful to go to Taiwan. I wish I could go there again. And then where else did I go? I participated in a major singing and song contest, which happens every year in Chile as well. That was right after the reality show. It is Viña del Mar. I don't know if you have heard of it. I believe you do. Viña del Mar.
Well, that's what I'm
It
looking
was
behind me
in the
on
year,
your bio where it has it 2013. You were at Viña del Mar.
yeah,
So yeah.
in Viña del Mar, which was my dream theater. I mean, I had so many dreams about me singing on that theater since I was little, because I never missed El Festival de Viña del Mar. I would never miss it on TV. Every year, the whole family was gathering around that festival, and I was just dreaming. And once that dream came true, I was like, okay, everything is possible. Everything is possible. I could do it myself.
Well, you have many different crossroads in your life. A person has points in their life where things drive you forward. Or if you're feeling a little bit low and this thing happens, it makes you go further, like a slingshot, like a rocket. You want to go even further. So you run a mile and then you feel good. You want to run another mile. Maybe I'll run 2 miles. Yeah, and the same thing with your singing. You make one song, and the people are screaming, "Hey, I want to hear that song that you made. It was great." And then it makes you want to sing another song and another, and just you get that adulation. You get trophies. You have a whole bunch of trophies. So, yeah, this is all things that keep a person wanting to go further, become a better member of society. You're taking care. You have 4 children, 4 people that you're responsible for, at least. And then you have other people, friends and family that count on you, and you're happy to take that responsibility with the smile that I'm looking at. And it's beautiful. I can feel you thinking about all the people, the lives that you've touched, and the ones that have touched you. And all right, as we wind this thing down, I want you to tell people, the people that have helped you along the way, who's recording your music for you. I mean, when you're in Honduras and you're playing music and you want to record a song, how do you get that recorded? Give shout outs to people that have helped you along the way.
Of course. Well, this is Juan Núñez, which was my main producer when with my 2 first albums. He's from Chile, and he's done a wonderful job about doing the arrangements and the production. And he also hired this young singer lady that I love from Chile. I just forgot her name, but she did the backing vocals. And also my band members, they recorded the first album. Obviously, Juan Núñez came all the way to Honduras, and we went to a special studio place, and we set up the drums and everything so that we recorded in that studio. So it's super emotional in the same time, because that was a work that we did together as a band. It was not replaced by some studio musician, but we did it ourselves. So that's one thing that we feel proud about it. And that's why I gave him, when we split, I gave them as a beautiful como un cuadro, like that, with the, how do you say,
like
frame.
a plaque.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I forget my English.
No.
Like a frame.
Uh-huh.
With the CD, the album, and a picture of us, and some nice words to get to remember us, one for each. It was like a gift from me to them. And then afterwards, when I went solo, it was all Juan. He hired some musicians in Chile as well to do the second album. And right now, it's all about Martin Sutton. He is the magician behind the track, and he's also a co-writer. He wrote Say Impossible with me. So I'm super happy. He's been my vocal producer when recording, and now we are working together with the second and third singles that are coming.
That is so beautiful. Soon. Oh my goodness! And I think about the studio and how records are made. there's a lot of times that all they need is the vocalist, the singer, and they'll use studio musicians. That is amazing that your band is actually who's on that album. Now, there's a few different ways to record. Did you all record separately, or were you all in one room recording together?
No, we did separately because we wanted it to be more like not like a live session, which is nice. But we really wanted to do it, as a formal recording and production. So that's why we recorded separately.
Oh, it's cleaner that way. This way, the studio engineer, whoever that might be, can put it all together in their Pro Tools, or what I use is Adobe Audition, sitting here behind me that's recording our voices right now. And you just take those little tracks and you put them all together so they sound just right. Now, the only thing about having it so clean is to reproduce it live is a little more difficult. Takes a little bit more work, a little bit more effort. But I know you're ready to put the effort in. You're willing to do the work because you've been doing the work for a long time. Wait, I need to pick up my weight again. Oh, okay. There we go. I think I'm working this arm out too much. Let me work this other one. There we go.
My weight.
We're doing a little workout here with Angela Bendeck. So that's wonderful. I've gotten myself in a little bit better shape because I know you now. I've learned more about you. We've learned more about you, and we're better for it because we know the person behind the great music, and it's so fun. Even Say I'm Possible is so uplifting, and you could say impossible or I'm possible. So it's two different connotations while you're singing that song. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. All right, I've taken Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. What I wanted to share with you is that actually one of the artwork that I did for my the products that you can buy on my store, it says the word impossible has always been misspelled. It should say I'm possible.
I like that so much, and we can almost finish with that. But I want you to I know that I've taken enough of your time, and I don't want this to be the last time that we talk. As time progresses, if you have other things to promote, you come back out. I know Heston Cleveland was the one that put us together, and I appreciate that so much. He's a good promoter. Yeah, I have his show that's running on my radio station, and that's where I first became aware of you. And now I have not only his show playing your songs, but also your songs playing in regular rotation on the radiowhat.com radio station. So I do appreciate all that you're doing for the world. You took care of yourself, your own body, your own power, and you take care of some children, husbands, okay, and people further and further out, go into these this telethon. That's beautiful that you're giving back to the community, giving back to people that, hey, look, you got to this level, you want to help people come up to that level as well, and even push them further up. Go, you can do better than me. Go, get up there. Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. That's beautiful.
I'm going to be in Miami singing very soon by the end of April or the beginning of May. Let me see. In a restaurant named La Esquina de la Fama. It's in 1388 Southwest 8th Street.
La Calle Ocho. That's a very famous street.
Calle Ocho, that's right. It's Calle Ocho and 14th Avenue.
Oh, we have our own carnival down there. We have a celebration every year. Calle Ocho, every year on that street is a celebration.
It's going to be Friday, the 2nd of May.
That's beautiful.
So taking Friday, May the 2nd. I don't know the time, but it's going to be around 7 or 8. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to let you know on Instagram, but it's La Esquina de la Fama. So get ready to rock.
No, a lot of my friends from South Florida still listen to this podcast and listen to my radio show. So they're going to want to know where Angela Bendeck is going to be. All right, my friend, we've gotten to know each other a little bit better, and the people know a little bit more about your history and how you came to be. But I always finish these things off with last words for the people. This could be words to live by. This could be something you heard a long time ago, or a mantra that you wake up with every morning, or whatever pops into your head at this moment in time. Angela Bendeck, give the last words for the people while I lift this weight some more.
Okay. Well, everyone who's listening right now, just I invite you all to wake up every morning with gratitude, and to look at your life with a vision. Try to find what is it that you are, what's your purpose in your life. Try to find out what is your purpose, and when you find it, work it as hard as possible, because anything that you do for your purpose is going to bring you joy. If it doesn't bring you joy, that's probably not your purpose. And if you take every challenge with gratitude and learn the lessons that every challenge brings you, you're going to find that life is a rewarding thing to live by. It's like a wonderful journey that you will remember, and that you will tell a story to other people, how you embrace life and how did you overcome any challenges at all. So you can say, I'm possible.
Well, there you have it, party people. The very happy, the very smiley, the very uplifting and energetic Angela Bendeck. She's giving you the music. She's giving you the exercise routine and tips, the fitness journey, just helping the community as well. Once you get to a certain point, you take care of yourself, you take care of your family, you take care of your friends, and you take care of people in your community as far as your arms can reach, metaphorically speaking, and you take care of the people around you. And eventually, we'll all be touching hands and take care of the whole world at large. We just have to get together and talk to each other and get together. Oh, make yourselves feel good. So exercise is one way to make yourself feel better. I need to go and exercise some more. I know I was having fun with my weights, lifting weights while I was talking with Angela Bendeck, but that inspired me to make sure that I lift my weights every day, at least quite a few minutes a day, maybe 30 minutes a day. I didn't even get into the routine, but I'm sure you could follow her on her Instagram and find out more about her exercise routine. And then follow her on her YouTube and find out about the music and all the different platforms. I have them all in the show notes, at least the ones that I found. So check out the show notes below and make sure you check out angelabendeck.com, and that'll take you to all the right places. And buy yourself a shirt. It's not impossible. It's I'm possible. That's right. Buy yourself some merchandise. Support this nice lady. And thank you so much, Angela Bendeck, for being on the podcast. Now, that's it for this edition of What Makes You Famous. If you, yes, you, my loyal listener, if you'd like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email keysdan@aol.com. That's it for me. It's keysdan, radiowhat.com, djlittlerock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.